We've had the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 for quite some time now, and it's safe to say this tiny camera has seen just about everything with us. Travels, indoor setups, and even those casual everyday moments that somehow turn into proper clips. Over the months, it's become more than just a small camera. And now, in 2025, there's still a lot to talk about. It's small, clever, and surprisingly capable for what it is. But after living with it for a while, we've learned both what makes it such a pleasure to use and what still holds it back a little. So let's get started. Holding it, the Pocket 3 feels light but dense enough that it doesn't feel cheap. The screen flip feels satisfying. You rotate it, and it clicks into vertical mode or powers on in a second. We like how that works, especially when you're jumping between shooting a regular clip and something for reels. But if you've got slightly larger hands, you'll find yourself adjusting your grip quite often. The joystick is right where your thumb naturally rests, so sometimes you end up nudging it mid-shot. We actually prefer using it with the extended battery handle. It gives you that extra bit of space and a steadier hold. Plus, it adds runtime, which is never a bad thing. Now, the build is good, but this is not something you want to drop. We've learned that the hard way. One fall, even a short one, and you'll likely damage the gimbal or chip the lens. So yes, it's a handle with care camera. Alright, let's talk about what you actually see on screen. The 1-inch sensor still feels like the biggest upgrade DJI has ever put into this lineup. You can see the detail it pulls, even in soft light. The low light performance is also really solid, though it's not something groundbreaking. And there's a dedicated low light mode, which, together with the wider f2 aperture, helps keep the image clean and well exposed. That aperture also gives a nice bit of background separation when you're close to your subject, which adds a subtle cinematic feel. If you want to push it later in post, you can switch to D-Log-M or HLG. Both are 10-bit, so there's plenty of room for grading. The D-Log-M gives you that flatter, professional tone, while HLG looks great on HDR displays. But honestly, most of the time, the normal mode looks so balanced that we barely touch it. Right now, we're shooting in 4K 60, but when we flip to slow motion, it goes up to 120 frames per second, which still amazes us. The image holds up really well. Only thing is, when you rotate to vertical, it drops to 3K. Not ideal, but perfectly fine for social uploads. And if you've seen older DJI cameras, you'll know they tend to over-sharpen out of the box. The Pocket 3 does that too, but thankfully you can go into settings and pull the sharpness down a notch. That makes the footage look more natural and less digital. Now as we start walking with it, you'll see what really makes this thing special. The 3-axis mechanical gimbal just locks your frame in place. Even when we're stepping on uneven ground, it keeps things level. You'll see a little bit of bob if you walk heavy-footed, but that's more on the user than the camera. What's nice is how natural the stabilization feels. There's no warping or corner drag like you'd get with electronic stabilization. It's actual mechanical movement that keeps the footage smooth. And that's what gives it that cinematic feel, even when you're just walking. If you mount it on a small tripod, it levels the horizon automatically. That's one of those small things that saves time when you're in a rush. We've got Active Track 6.0 on right now, and as we move, it's following perfectly. It recognizes faces quickly, and if we hold something up, say this little gadget, the product showcase mode smoothly shifts focus to it, then back to us. Still, there are quirks. If you set the camera on a tripod and step a few meters back, sometimes it just drifts focus. We've learned to tap our face on the screen before recording, just to be safe. And when you're holding it close for vlogs, we actually turn tracking off, because when you're that close, it tends to make micro adjustments that can make the frame feel like it's breathing. Now, audio is something we didn't expect to like as much as we do. The built-in microphones sound quite good. We're speaking through them now, and you can hear how clean the sound is. But you'll notice they pick up wind easily. There's no physical protection on top. So for outdoor shooting, we pair it with the DJI Mic 2 or even the Mic Mini. They both connect directly over Bluetooth. No transmitters needed. That's a massive advantage. You clip one on, and suddenly you've got proper sound with range and wind protection. If you're recording with 2 people, the Pocket 3 can pair with both mics at once, which is neat for interviews. And one little trick we've used a lot: you can start or stop recording using the mics button, so you don't have to walk back to the camera. Battery-wise, it's not bad. You'll get around 2.5 hours at 1080p, or just under 2 at 4K. It charges insanely fast though, 0 to 80% in about 16 minutes. That's probably one of our favorite things because even during travel, a short coffee break is enough to juice it back up. We can't swap the internal battery, so the extended handle is a must-have. It adds more than an hour and a half of runtime and feels better to hold anyway. And if you're mid-recording, you can attach it without stopping. That's hot swappable, which is handy. The thing that keeps us using it most is speed. You flip the screen, it turns on, and you're recording in seconds. No setup, no balancing, nothing. For travel or quick vlogs, that's gold. We also use the DJI Mimo app quite often. When the camera's further away, the phone gives you live view, focus control, and full settings access. You can even start active track remotely. We didn't think we'd use it much, but now we use it almost every shoot day. And because this thing is tiny, people don't really notice when you record in public. That alone makes you more relaxed on camera. You can talk naturally without worrying everyone's staring. If there's one thing we'd still improve, it's durability. It's just not a camera built for punishment. There's no weather sealing, so even a light drizzle means we pack it away. And the filters, they attach magnetically, which is convenient, but not secure enough. They can slide off if you brush them by accident. Aside from that, there's not much to complain about. It does what it promises, and after a year of using it across different trips and projects, it's proven reliable. So, after all this time, do we still think it's worth it? Absolutely, as long as you know what you're getting: a small, high-quality camera meant for creative work, not extreme action. It's fast, flexible, and fits in your pocket. And for us, that's what keeps it relevant even now. It's not trying to replace bigger cameras, but it gives you pro-level results in a size that encourages you to actually go out and shoot. And that's the point. A camera that stays with you because it's easy, practical, and dependable. Well, that was all. Thanks for watching. Share your experience or thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe for more camera news and reviews.